So I kind of already started drawing this, but I thought I would explain it a little more in a video for you guys. So this is 2-point perspective, which is a little different than 1 point, as you will find out. So pretty much you start it off the same way. Find the center of your page. Doesn't have to be exact, but usually find the center, mark it with a dot, and then draw your horizon line all the way across, and you will want to label that. And then the next part that you will do is make your vanishing points. And this time there will be 2 of them. And so what I did is I went about 1 inch in from the edge of my paper, marked it, and then came on to the other side at about 1 inch, marked it, and then I labeled both of them as vanishing points. And those are the 2 labels that you will definitely want to write down and commit to memory. This is what makes 2-point perspective different. It gives you a different perspective, and you will see the objects that you are drawing from a different angle, I suppose. So I believe in the 3rd step now that I wrote down in the assignment, you can either draw your lines downward from each vanishing point, and these lines, they eventually, no matter where you draw them, they will eventually intersect. They will cross paths. And so what I did is I don't know if I necessarily measured it, but I found a spot, I don't know, down my page, drew a line, stopped, and then I came to my other side and just matched it. And that is the point where they will intersect, and that makes one of your corners. And so you can see here, step 1 is the lime green lines. And so that, that is what you will want to do first. And so, as I mentioned in the other video, you can either put your objects below the horizon line, you can put them above the horizon line, or you can put it kind of more on top of the horizon line. No matter where you draw it though, your lines do have to intersect. They have to come to a point. And what's cool about that is, you know, in mine, if we were to think of this as, you know, an actual picture, like if this was a building, I'm looking down on the top of this building, which then suggests that I am perhaps across the street, and I am maybe on the 2nd floor, and I am looking down on top of this building here across the street. Same thing if you're over here, you wouldn't see the top. You would be way down below, you know, whatever the building. And if you were more in the center, you know, it would be more eye level, that you would be looking at it more straight on. So just play with it, you know, whatever you want to create. Okay, so step 2 is the orange line. So from that point, from this intersection, I went up about 1.5 inches. And so this creates the full corner. And so here, step 3, light blue, you have to go from your vanishing points, connect it there, and then come from your second vanishing point and connect it there. And so essentially you are now creating these different corners. And I don't remember if in the written instructions, I might have done it opposite. But on here, step 4 is the fuchsia. So I think I measured where I wanted this corner to be. Okay, so up here I must have measured it 1.5 here. And so I just kind of like drew a little dot and then came over here about 1.5, measured or put a mark there, and then drew this line and made it connect there, and then drew that one, made it connect there to these 2 lines essentially. And so then at this intersection is where I made the back corner of the cube or building, whatever, and then you just pretty much just connect the dots, fill it in, because as I've mentioned before, these shapes do not continue on, for an infinite distance, and so the X means to erase, and so I already colored over them, but you would erase all of these lines here, and then you should be left with a cube in this example, but in other future projects it will be whatever you're drawing. It can be a house, building, cottage. I mean, your imagination is the limit, I guess. Just making sure I hit all of the points. So yeah, if you have any other questions, just comment me, text, whatever it is. Have fun drawing.